This is a power on delay timer. When the device is switched on, it waits for a set time before supplying power to the connected load. This helps prevent sudden surges and protect sensitive equipment. Once the delay period ends, the output is automatically activated. I experimented with various circuit designs to achieve stable operations. In all versions, the timer works reliably, though on rare occasions a false trigger can occur. This circuit is built using a 555 timer IC for reliable and consistent performance. This version is a foolproof design, eliminating any chance of false triggers. It ensures smooth operation every time the circuit is powered on. A power on delay timer is commonly used in situations where instantly powering a load could cause problems, damage, or unwanted noise. One example is an voltage stabilizer. When mains power returns after an outage, the delay prevents immediate connection to the appliances, allowing voltage to stabilize first. Another example is UPS and inverters. When the power resumes, it will not immediately connect the load to the mains. Instead, after a delay, it will connect the load to the main. Another example is the speaker protection circuits inside your musical systems. It will prevent the initial pop sound when powering on the audio amplifiers by delaying speaker connection. Yet another example is motors, compressors, etc. In short, this small circuit will increase the lifespan of your equipments. If you are building an inverter using this type of car inverter, you will need this circuit to delay the connection of the load to the mains when power resumes. This ensures a smooth and automatic switch from inverter to mains without sudden surges or interruptions. Now I will explain the circuit using the board. This is the 555 timer which provides the delay. I am using a fixed delay timer here. If needed, you can replace this 56k resistor using a 100k potentiometer or 220k potentiometer, so that you can adjust the timer. And this section is a trigger generator built using a transistor and a capacitor, and this part is the switching circuit. We need two transistors for switching because the 555 timer output goes high when triggered. However, in our case, we need the output to stay low for a short time when it triggers. The circuit is effectively a NOT gate circuit or an inverter circuit. I have used this kind of PCB terminal connectors throughout the assembled PCB. Even the LEDs are connected to it. Later, if I want to relocate an LED, I can simply desolder it from here and reconnect it elsewhere. This is the red LED and the other one is green LED. And when the power is switched on, the red LED will light up and the green LED will be in the switched off position, and after a delay, the red LED will switch off and the green LED will switch on. The full schematic diagram of this circuit is given at the end of this video. Now we will test this circuit. For powering this circuit, I am using my 12 volt eliminator circuit. You can see I am connecting the positive terminal to this circuit, and the moment I connect the negative terminal, you can see the red LED will be switched on, and after a small delay, the green LED will be switched on. Which means if you are connecting a relay at these two terminals, because those two terminals are used for connecting the relay, if you are connecting a relay on it, it will be switched on when the green LED lights up. You can see at any number of time when I am powering on the system, the red LED will be lights up. There will not be any false triggering. That means the green LED will be switched on in between. Green LED will only lights up after a small delay. I tested this circuit under all conditions and it passed every single time. In comparison, other circuits I tried would rarely fail, but this one consistently performed flawlessly. Its reliability was proven in every test without a single exception. For testing, I directly assembled it onto the component terminals and soon realized I would need this circuit for my upcoming projects. So I built everything neatly on a common board. I also thought it would be great to share this circuit with my subscribers so they can benefit from it too. I never planned to make this into a video, which is why I didn't record the assembly process. But don't worry, I will provide the complete schematic in this video so you can easily build it yourself. I will test this circuit by connecting this relay to, but when you are connecting the relay, you have to use this flyback diode. Otherwise, it may damage the relay coil or the switching transistor. I have connected the relay, and when it switches on you can hear a distinct tick sound. Please listen carefully. I will stay silent for a moment so you can hear it clearly. Now I will show you the complete schematic of this circuit. I have also tried with another circuit which contains a single transistor, 2 resistors and a capacitor. But 10 times I tried flickering simulations. One time I saw a false triggering. But this circuit is perfect. Another thing is powering this circuit. We can make use of a transformer with a rectifier for powering this circuit. This transformer is 12012 with 1 ampere, but we don't require 1 ampere for this circuit. Or a 250 milliampere or a 500 milliampere is enough. You can even make use of a transformer less power supply, but I recommend using a transformer power supply. While assembling this, there is one important thing to keep in mind. After rectification, either bridge or full wave, we normally use a filtering capacitor of at least 1000 microfarad. But for this circuit, never use such a large capacitor. Instead of use a 220 microfarad or 470 microfarad capacitor. Otherwise, the stored charge in the 1000 microfarad or higher value capacitor will keep the circuit turned on even after a power failure. To ensure the relay switches off immediately, the filtering capacitor must be kept small. Our target is to disconnect the load immediately on a power failure. You can use inductor filtering after and before the capacitor filtering. That means after rectification, use an inductor, then a capacitive filtering, again use an inductor filtering, then give the output to this circuit. I believe this video was very much helpful to you. If yes, then please click like button and also share this to your friends. If you have any doubt related to this video or circuit, then please comment on this video. Please subscribe to my channel for getting more videos like this. That will be an encouragement to me for making more things like this to you. This is Tech Insert signing off. See you in another video. Till then, goodbye and please take care.